looking at? 3, 2, 1. Please note this podcast contains adult language and sometimes mature talk and obviously crying from laughing really hard. Listener discretion is advised. If you're if you're looking for a podcast that talks exclusively about nuts, that was such a perfect segue. We're like, oh.
Speaking of, a podcast that explores the ins and outs of how crayons are made. Just so you know, there was one episode of Mr. Rogers, and he went to the crayon factory. But it was the ugliest color. Anyway.
A podcast that dives into the life and loves of Elizabeth Taylor?
She's got a lot. Or a podcast that focuses exclusively on what you can do with all your summer zucchini.
I just came home to it's like the size of a baby's thigh. 2 of them. I can't eat all the zucchini. What am I going to do with the zucchini? I'm going to make marinara sauce. Anyway, this
it's a ratatouille. Ratatouille? I hardly knew her. Ratatouille, more like ratatouille. That's what you'd say.
My computer just turned off. Then is this the podcast? No, this is not
the podcast for you.
I'm Sarah. That's Haley. And here's another episode of Rewind. I'll be right back.
You're welcome. Oh, my eyes are burning.
Oh, Frank's just like exposing himself on the couch here, like belly up. Oh, okay.
Good.
We're here. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. Yeah. Feels good to see you with tears of joy instead of crying sad tears, which has been my life lately, but that's fine. It's better now. Also, you know what it is? It's a fucking brat summer. Have you fucking listened to Charlie XCX's album Brat? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No, what's Charlie XCXCX triple X?
Right.
Charlie.
So she's from the UK. She's been around forever. She's like 34. She's like one of us. Totally cool. Put out an album at the beginning of the summer called Brat, and she's like, it's a brat summer. Even like Kamala Harris is like brat summer. It's a brat is you just do what you want. You're kind of a mess. You kind of party all the time, but also like you have a breakdown, and then like you just live your best life, do what you want, and you do that all summer. Anyway, I've been listening to her fucking album, and it's so good, dude. I think you would like it. So I've just been living my best life, brat summer. And also the color is like neon green for it. And, appreciate that.
I like
That's
that.
All.
That's all.
Sure. That's all. Brat summer.
Brat summer. I'm having a Brad summer. Get it? My friend's name is Brad. And we just got back from Las Vegas. Being our best brat selves in the US. Fuck the airlines. Fuck them. I ran more in airports that last trip than I think I ran ever.
Yeah.
And I was a track star. I'm just kidding. I was not. Right. I actually purposefully tripped myself once to avoid having to do like the 8 times around, like in track and field in high school. Like I was like, I don't run. Anyway,
I
delayed all the time.
Twisted my ankle on the way to school, so I had
Perfect.
I didn't really, but
I self-harmed myself to get out of gym class.
Basically,
it's true.
Yep.
That's what Gen X did. Anyway, fuck, like flights delayed. Just the simple act of getting off the island to get to Vancouver delayed. Had to run sprint. And I said to Brad, "You go ahead," like, because I can't breathe. My lungs are on fire. I'm like, pants are falling down, shoes are. Oh,
Uh,
we made it. Everything was fine, but then like the last day, woke up at 3:30 in the morning in Vegas to a text. Oh, the WestJet here. We're just so you know, we've canceled your flight. You're not leaving on Monday. You're going home Tuesday. Surprise! And I was like,
nope.
no. So we got up, went to the airport, talked to WestJet. Basically, had to like forcefully advocate for them to like put us on an Alaska air flight. So we had to go fucking 3 different places, and all the flights were delayed, giving us 20 minutes in between each.
Oh,
But man,
so
oh man, like
stressful.
it's just it turned me off traveling. Like we had a wonderful time in Vegas at STLV, but just to get there and get back, like it's not like we're that far. We're on the same coast, same
I
time zone.
know.
It shouldn't be that difficult, people. Like what the fuck?
You
Anyway,
shouldn't need to take 4 planes to
it should be a
go.
straight shot from Victoria to fucking Vegas.
Hmm.
Enough people go there regularly. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Let's start our own airline. Brat Air.
Brat Air, it's on. It's happening.
Uh-huh.
People are already
We'll only play
booking
Donal Logue movies. That's all I get.
Donal Logue or Ron Perlman movies
Yeah, or TV shows
and the episodes that they're in
and Star Trek.
together.
Star
And
Trek.
Star Trek,
Star Trek.
obviously.
Oh,
But only the
we'll
good
call
ones.
it Enterprise flights. No, Voyager.
Brat Enter USS Brat
Yeah,
Surprise.
Brat Surprise.
Surprise? I don't know.
Well, we'll work on the name. It doesn't matter. I mean, and the billions of
No.
dollars we'll need to do it, but
Patent
um
pending.
but I got some autographs. I got Dr. Mbenga from Strange New Worlds. He was a spur of the moment. I saw him there and I had just finished this fantastic movie he was in called The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare,
Oh
which has like Henry
yes.
Cavill and that really big beefy guy from like Reacher. Based on a true story, World War II, my favorite type of based on a true story outside of the feel good sports movies. But he was so good in that. He's got an amazing voice. I loved him in Black Mirror. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I need to talk to him. And he was lovely. It wasn't busy when I went. And I came up and I was just like, dude, I just saw you in this movie. It was so good. And you were so good in Black Mirror. And the fact that you've joined our Star Trek family, we're so lucky to have you. We're so happy. I hope you're having a really great time here. He's like, of course. Like, you guys are making it so, like, you guys are all so wonderful. And I'm like, it's not
Yeah.
everyone. It's just me. I know it is. Like, I thank you. And yes, I will marry you. You handsome,
I guess.
handsome man. Oh my God, with that voice. And so that was exciting. And then I grabbed Terry Farrell's autograph for a friend of mine, and that was rushed. I was like struggling to get another autograph, and I went running because I had the ticket, so I had to go for a certain time. And I get there, and I was like, "Oh, perfect!" There was nobody there, and I go there, and I stand at the table, and she's chatting to the lady next to her, and they're just like still chatting and still chatting, and I was like, "She's like,
Oh
oh, I
my
guess I have to
God.
get to work now," and I was like, "Oh, damn it, Terry, come on! Like I'm on a time crunch here, lady. Like, let's go.
Yeah, like let's
Nice to
go.
see you, but let's go. This isn't for me."
Yeah.
But I still do like her. And then I have to say that because Heather's going to listen. And, you know, she's the queen of her fan club and friends with her. So I'm like, oh, I like her. I like her. It was
Yeah.
just an off day for me. And then I got Kirk Acevedo's autograph, Miguel Alvarez from Oz. Oh my God. That's so close to J.K. Simmons.
You're
Another
very
person I have
close.
to see. Um, he was so cool. Again, super gravelly, like total bad guy voice. Love it. Love him. He was delightful. We talked. Like we had a conversation. Like someone may have just got us. Like they should have gotten us some Starbies because we were just like shooting the shit, talking about bringing back HBO. And he's like, I fucking want to do it. Who wouldn't want to see all of us out of prison? But HBO is being a dick about it. And I was like, that's bullshit. Everybody wants to see
Mm.
that. You're so cool. I love you in that movie Invincible. He's like, that was so fun to make. I'm like, of course it was. It's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. I didn't buy anything. Got Christopher Lloyd's autograph. We both got Christopher Lloyd's autograph. Brad got his hoverboard signed.
That
I
is
got my
cool.
picture signed. I danced front row while Michael Dorn slapped the bass.
Slap at the
And Todd
base.
Stashwick danced in the background. It was something. I showed you the video, you know.
It was like I was there, and also like it just looked like folks were having a good time, and I love that that was happening for everybody.
Yeah.
So cool. Was that like a separate entrance
It was
event?
a free event for
No
anybody
way.
as a thank you to the fans.
I
And
love
it was
it.
not that busy. And you know why? One, people are dumb and they don't appreciate a kick-ass rock band when they know it.
Yeah,
But
no
also
kidding.
there also was another thing happening that night that was like a ticket thing that was a last minute. It was like a bunch of actors doing a live like reading of a old movie script or something, and it was like John Delancey, and it was like the biggest names ever. And it's like, oh, okay, it's like, if you're into that and you're not like, you know, people at conventions, like they're usually one end of the party side. There's like the partiers
Yeah,
and there's like the really not partiers. So if you're not really a live music kind of person, you might be more inclined to be like, oh, I'll sit at a theater thing. That sounds lovely. So I don't care. It was
yeah,
more room on the dance floor for me and Heather.
totally. Love that.
Love
Looked
it.
fun. Looked
It was fun.
awesome.
Yeah. Outside of that, I'm home. I got a cold. Brad got really sick. We just had a friend from Memphis come and stay with us. He just left this morning. We had the big car show. Fuck, our house had to be the after party for the car show, so I couldn't get anyone to leave and
Oh
got barfed
no.
all over our house. And luckily, he cleaned it up, boot and rallied, and then started drinking again. He brought $100 worth of cheeseburgers to the house, double cheeseburgers with double cheese from McDonald's. That's how these people party. I was like, I am way too old for this shit.
Yeah.
So I'm tired,
Feels,
but I got my
yeah.
house back. There's no barf, just dogs. It's good.
That sounds good. I mean, now
How's your PowerPoint presentation coming?
I haven't started, but I was gonna start like, well, dude, first of all, I haven't even logged on. This is the first time I've logged on to my laptop. I don't have a non-work laptop, so I have to use my work laptop for it.
I see. I
But
understand.
yeah, no, it's coming, and we'll probably have snippets of it on this podcast because it's going to be that good.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And we need to brainstorm with our 5 fans, Heather, listening. I know for sure. I don't know who else. I don't even know if Bill and
she's
Dan listen to
basically
us.
just the third co-host.
Yeah.
She's like the
Daniel.
silent partner.
She's the silent partner, silent investor. Wink, wink, hint, hint. I think Daniel still listens, and he's in Canada. We got our Canadian fans. We want to hear from you about what can we do in 2020, 2025 to celebrate our 20-year anniversary of the first time we went to STLV. I'm thinking because we're pretty much set that we're going to go to STLV next year to celebrate this momentous
Yeah.
2 decades, double D's. Um, I was thinking we could build like a treasure hunt bingo card that people can come to the table, like the booth, and get, and they have to do all this shit. And then if they're the first person to get like the full bingo card, we'll like buy them a drink at the Chase Masterson happy hour thing, and be like, yeah, you win, you get to hang out with us. And they'll be like, I'd rather have the drink and you go.
I'd rather not. I'd rather pay you to not. I don't know why I did this.
Yeah.
I think that would be so fun, especially if we make the treasure hunt like things that are exciting and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like get a business
Cool.
card for a different podcast and bring it to us, or like search out like take a picture of the stupidest t-shirt you can find someone wearing that's not Trek related, like, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
stuff that
Yeah.
you can easily take a picture of and find around the convention. Bring me a matches.
Bring me a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me a Mars bar. It's a Canadian thing, they wouldn't be able to find it.
Right. But they would probably have a Milky Way.
Yeah.
Same.
Milky Way. Gross. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Fan sets?
Yeah.
Folks, folks, we want to take a minute to thank and congratulate our friends at Fansets. Dude, this group was on fire at STLV. Their pins were selling like mad, and it was so cool to see them so busy every day at the convention. Like, seriously, I was barely able to leave and like get a wave out of them. They were just like fucking like just it was the place to be. So big
Nice.
shout out to that. I love that for them. Like they're just such nice people and they work so hard to always get stuff out for the shows and it was just super dope. So um yeah, if you weren't there at STLV, you know what to do. Just go to the website and check out all the cool stuff they have. They got some new lower deck pins, it looks like. One of them's an autographed one for one of the characters. So you know what to do. Buy it, put it in your cart, 10% off with Trek Geeks, all caps, bold, one word. Not bold, just one word. Trek Geeks. You know what to do. You've heard that.
Control
Listen to an old
V.
episode if you get confused. That's it. Haley?
Fan sets. Our pins have character. Thanks, fan sets. You guys
Okay.
will do-
9 minutes and 21 seconds. That's just enough time for the synopsis.
Let's do it.
Let's
Go!
do it. Holy shit, I watched this morning, even though I've watched it a million times. We start off in some kind of scrapyard, and Seven is with Tuvok, like talking to Tuvok, and is like, "Where's Riker?" But it's not. Is it Tuvok? Like there's some intensity happening. It's very tense, the conversation, and like Picard and Geordi are in the background, like checking out for like lies and stuff. Apparently, they're all fugitives, so it's tense. And then you hear a little bit of the Voyager music when she smiles, thinking that she's like confirmed that she's talking to Tuvok, but it's not. So we now know that Tuvok is compromised, and we also know that because of the questions that she asked, it's clear that Tuvok may have been like captured and is being tortured for information. Not good.
Yeah.
So Geordi disconnects from the ship, and it's obvious that so much of Starfleet is compromised. They're on their own. Dun dun dun. Whoa. What
Yeah.
a start.
It's scary. It's the scary parts of
Yeah.
scary, more like Scary Trek instead of
You
Star
get-
Trek.
You turn on the episode thinking like we've been rewarded so much this season with guest stars, and then there's Tim Russ. Boom.
Yeah,
But it's not Tim Russ. It's
I
an
know, like-
imposter.
exactly. You feel
smirk. What a
excited,
dick.
and then I know, hate him.
changeling.
Who can you
dick.
trust? Who can you
Can't.
trust?
You can't trust anyone. You can only trust the people that are like on in that room. Oh, speaking of a room, the team is now around a table, and the doc is concerned about crossing lines between ethical and unethical tactics to save the situation. They make their way to see Data, and Geordi's other daughter has been working away on trying to get him up and running properly. They switch him on, and we get our good old Brent doing his multi-personality shtick. We got Data and Lore, the ultimate duet. There's a partition between the two personalities, and they worry that Lore will overtake Data, making him lost forever. They ask about Picard and that whatever syndrome thing that he had, and it might not be real. Like there's like a hint about that, and then they shut him down. And Picard is obviously very distraught. Geordi is overwhelmed by the detail of this new model, and they don't know what to do. Sigh. Vadic talks to that floating gross bacon grease head, and she's like, "They won't break. This is dumb." And the gross face is like, "Suck it up, Buttercup, and get shit done, or else," which makes Vadic cry. Good talk. Meanwhile, Jack and Sydney are in a turbo lift, and Jack is awkwardly trying to flirt with Sydney, whose thoughts we are now hearing. And as she thinks about him touching her hand, he does. So does that mean that he can hear her thoughts? Is he Beta Z now? And he just stares her down with all that creepy red eyes as she walks away. Something's up. A signal pops up. A compromised distress signal or something? It's Will. They now know that he is with Vadic. Jack wants to trade himself for Riker because he thinks he's a bum compared to Riker, kind of. And he thinks that there is something wrong with himself, like deep inside. It's the ramblings of a madman. What do you think, Haley? What's going on?
First of all, the space graphics are so good. Like, I don't really remember the graphics in TNG being that good.
No.
Or even any of the other ones. Like, it's just so well done. Also, when Crusher was talking in about I can't remember what she was talking about, but I wrote episode of Forensic Files starring Dr. Crusher. I guess because she was being very like clinical and narrative in some way. Lore is like one of my faves. He's such a badass. After Q and Riker, Lore is my next crush. What? And then wait, I think the partition part. It's interesting because they're talking about how they want to like integrate his personalities, to make, and then it's like, we want to integrate 4 personalities to make Data more human. And Picard's like, exactly. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. 4 personalities doesn't make a human person. Isn't it just like one personality? Anyway, also,
Unless you have multiple personalities disorder.
well, see, and you don't want that. I mean, I guess it's a human condition, but, and then, did, was this the part where Lore was being really mean about Picard looking old? Or is that in the next part? I guess it doesn't really matter.
Or did I dream that?
Right. But I wrote, Lore being so mean about looking ancient, pot meet kettle, and let me tell you, I'd say yes to either of them, but only if they were on my laminated card, which they are not.
Do you have a laminated card?
No.
Oh, you learn nothing from Friends.
Well, I mean, I used to. I used to have a laminated card. You know who was on it? James Gandolfini, rip. Stuart Townsend, because I was in my goth age, and he was in Queen of the Damned. He dated Charlize Theron forever.
What band is he from?
He's not in a band.
Oh.
He's an actor.
Oh. Okay. Sorry. Hello?
Hang on. Anyway, this episode is scary. That's all I have to say.
It is scary. Everyone's all messed up. Jack's messed up. Vadoc's crying. Tuvok's messed up. Data's messed up. Riker's missing in action. Fix it, writers. Make it better. Make it okay.
Make it better.
All right, back on the Shrike, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They listen in on other ship logs that are in dire straits. Vadic is on the ship now. I got distracted getting green tea, so this is a really messy little thing, but this was a tough episode to follow, I found. She sees Jack and he's like, everyone's dead, and Jack is running and Sydney is, they're setting up traps, and the music is off and running. They trap all those bird alien face dudes, and it's really exciting. They capture Vadic in a force field, and Shaw's classic response, holy shit, we got her. Love him. Sydney and Jack are trapped, and Geordi is trying to beam them out, but it's being hijacked by Lore. What a dick. First Tuvok was being a dick, and now Lore's being a dick. Like, come on. Like, this is, you know what, Lore? It's okay to be the bad boy and be the badass, but, like, this is Geordi's daughter.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a fine line, man, and you're just, like, tiptoeing around it.
Be reasonable.
Like, how do you gotta help these guys get out of this pickle. This is a pickle, and you gotta help them get out of it.
Also, may I say that the face speaking to Vadic, was that made with a DOS program? Like, what the fuck? Vadic is unwell, and I also want to insult someone by calling them a solid. Can you imagine? Fucking solid. Like, solid. I'm gonna say that next time someone pisses me off. Fucking solid.
I like it.
Yeah.
This episode, though, it just, like, Amanda Plummer is so amazing as Vadic. And it's something about her mannerisms that really stand out to me. And I always think of, like, another example of someone who nailed it. And not just because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, but, like, when Ralph Fiennes first shows up as Lord Voldemort in the graveyard, and the way he moves his body, and like because I remember seeing, like, an interview with him talking about it, and it's like, I'm feeling like a body for the first time in a long time, and he's got, like, such eloquent movements and, like, hand gestures and ways that he acts, that it's not just words and walking, it's like so much more. And I find that she does that too, like with the way that she's, like, pointing at the aliens to, like, chase them, and her facial expressions, like, she's just such a great actress, and Vadic is, like, a really good bad guy.
Agree. 100% agree. Her delivery in the lines too. Like, there was I think it might have been the third episode where she kind of does this sort of, like, creepy inhale, like, and we will take him or something, like, and I was just like, ooh, like,
chills.
She's scary.
She's very scary. What do you think about this little budding relationship between Jack and Sydney?
I mean, I like it if it's, like, if it's mutual. I don't like it if he's just hearing her thoughts and kind of, like, running with it.
Yeah.
I mean, what is this? What women want? With Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson. They did a new one, What Men Want. And
did they?
Yeah, it's not great either. Okay.
A cold beer and to be left alone?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Yep. The dog. Okay, we got less than a minute. The
Go.
doc is talking to Vatic now and wants to know why she's hunting her son. Vatic the badass is like, I'm bored. That's such a slap in the face response. Like, she's so good. He's
Mm-hmm,
not for me. Ooh, Vatic is. Oh my God, loophole. It took years to do.
You suck, Zoom.
You Zoom.
We got you.
We got
All right.
you, mother. Okay, so where were we? I was talking about
Jack and Sydney
Vatic,
being and Vatic. Oof.
part four.
Oh yeah.
So the
Yeah.
doc, yeah, the doc's because she's trapped, right? And then Dr.
Yeah.
Crusher is like, "Why are you going after my kid?" And
Ugh.
she's like, "I'm so bored," which is like to me like
It's
the
so
most
dismissive.
brutal response you could say to somebody who's like, overly emotional about something.
Yeah.
And then how she kind of says, "Yeah, he's not for me," which is kind of her dropping hints. It's getting juicy, but there's no better upper hand than when you have more info than the good guy who is feeling cocky that they haven't figured out yet, but they don't, which is exactly what that scene was because they're just like, you want my blood? You're going to make a new version of Picard? And she's just like, nope. Like, you guys are wrong. Like, you're thinking that you got it all figured out, but I know more.
Mm.
Then they bring up the Dominion War again and about the cure and how, well, Starfleet found a cure. And it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't give it to us. Only someone stole it and gave it to us, which was Odo. Um, yeah, so she's doing some flashbacks and it is pretty sad. Like, you kind of start to feel for Vatic because she was obviously a changeling that was captured, and it was at Daystrom, being tortured by doctors and put through the ringer. And yeah, so now we have Sydney in distress. She calls out for her dad, which is like, Dad, like, it's just so sad. And because the alien guys are like right there trying to get through their through the, you know, what is it called? Wall
Yeah. Thing.
thing. Jack is realizing he might be able to connect with Sydney somehow. And then back to Vatic, who we get even more detail. Like, yeah, she was kept in Daystrom on the shelf, Project Proteus. And we see that Vatic, the changeling, has taken the form of the scientist that was the torturer. The Federation took my family, now I'll take yours. Very classic eye for an eye.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah. Um, has is was Vatic already in the is she already captured sort of on the like Picard and Crusher got her?
Well, yeah, like they have those
Sort
force
of.
fields up, right? So
Yeah.
like
So
she's
like
trapped in a force field right now.
yeah, so like here's my question. Why don't they just use force fields for everyone immediately everywhere? Done.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess there wouldn't be a show then. But this I liked seeing her backstory, and by her I mean sort of like that the face that we're seeing is the scientist, and that like this is a changeling who's been wronged. And also like I don't know, like the Dominion War is pretty brutal. Like they're kind of glossing over it a little bit, but it's like, hey, it's not germ warfare, but it is kind of germ warfare. And then like it's a splash of genocide. Like,
Yep.
what are you doing? That's not very Starfleety. But anyway, part 5.
I think we've learned a lot about how there's some shady things happening in Starfleet or
Yes.
parts of Starfleet, right? Like, not everyone knows about what's going on.
Hmm.
Okay, part five. Five. Jack and Sydney are in dire straits. I said that again, dire straits. And Geordi is pleading with Data to help get his daughter safe. Picard declares Vatic Picard declares Vatic an executioner for her cause. Oh, she's an executioner for her cause. Can you blame her? Geordi is unleashing on Lore, talking about his love for Data, hoping that Lore will F off already. This episode is heavy. Way less
Hmm.
action and a lot more story, but I'm okay with it. What does Lore want? He wants to survive. It's like Tuvix all over again. He
Mm.
has full control of the ship. Lore is on a mission. Force fields are down, and Sydney is now fighting hard. And Geordi can see it happening. It's very upsetting. It's a lot of drama. But somehow, her and Jack connect, and he kind of walks her through a major ass kicking. And Geordi is desperate and begs Lore to save his daughter. It's so like gut wrenching. Data comes through. Of course he does. And Sydney's fine,
Mm.
but freaked out over Jack being in her head. They figured out how to track the changelings, and Shaw is on it. phaser aimed, and he is in badass mode. Oh wait, no, oh no, he's not. He just collapsed onto the bridge and he's all bloodied up. Everyone is captured. The bridge is compromised, damn it. I'd like to address my ship. Attention, crew. Oh, this is not good. I doubt Vatic is about to announce it's a surprise free pretzel day on deck 11. She declares herself captain and calls out Jack Crusher, thinking, you know, we kind of want to know, does he want to know who he truly is? Who is he? Ugh.
Well, exactly. What a cliffhanger. May I just say that when Vatic sat down in the captain's chair, I felt a drop in the pit of my stomach, and I am on medication to not feel that kind of physical reaction to stress and fear. So, good job.
Good job, Amanda. You broke through my drugs.
Oh, wow. It's super scary. It's a scary episode.
It is a scary episode. It's very dark because this is where you like, before maybe Riker was a little bit of the downer who was like, this is it, we're screwed, we're fucked, right? And now he's not around to kind of add that, like, Riker, like, we'll be fine. Now, this is straight up like, yeah, they're by themselves. Like, they're out in the middle of fucking nowhere being chased, and they have no one they can turn to, but they're also being hunted. Like,
bad. You don't know how high up the infiltration is going. And also, like, it kind of freaked me out when they showed Riker at the beginning. Tuvok, fake Tuvok changed into like a dead Riker, and I was like, are they able to actually like create something that it doesn't exist? Like, have they seen a dead Riker and that's how they can like make them look like that? Or can they, because I'm like, I don't know how changelings work. Like, is Riker actually dead? And then, well, I don't want to even, the medication kicks in, then I don't have to worry about it.
It's traumatizing, it's stressful, it's exhausting, it's reminding me of Catholic school when I was in grade 5. Like, it's just all of the above. That's the episode. We're getting near the end, and that makes me upset.
I know.
So, Internet Movie Database, as we do, no goofs, but we got a little bit of trivia. So why don't you start us off?
Sure. No goofs. I'm sure we could think of one.
We'll find a goof.
We're the goofs. In Greek mythology, Proteus was one of the early sea gods. He was considered the god of elusive sea change, referring to the constant changing nature of the sea and the liquid quality of water. And, as such, Proteus was capable of changing his shape. Proteus could also foresee the future, but disliked people always wanting him to tell their future and would change shape in order to avoid them. Well, that sounds... Yeah, I agree.
Change my shape to avoid conversation in a grocery store. I'm Jean Shalit now. Bye.
Bye.
In Seven's conversation with the changeling impersonating Tuvok, she deduces that the changelings must be keeping the people they impersonate alive in order to use them for information, given that some of them demonstrate knowledge of close personal details of their lives. This is not the first time the changelings have used this tactic. In Star Trek Deep Space Nine, 1993, the changelings kept Julian Bashir alive for over a month while they impersonated him on DS9, and even went so far as to keep General Martok alive for nearly 2 years, as well as many others.
Okay, does this mean that Dr. Bashir died?
No.
Oh, okay. They just kept him alive and then he escaped, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So I guess I would know if I bothered watching that show. When Vatic boards the USS Titan and searches for life forms, the sound her scanner makes is identical to the sounds made by the tricorders Lieutenant Savick and Kirk used when scanning the Regula 1 station for life forms and finding Chekhov and Terrell in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, 1982.
Wow, it's a fine detail.
It's indeed.
Vatic believes that one of her own had to steal the cure for the virus used against the founders in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, 1993. But it was Julian Bashir and Miles O'Brien who got the cure from Agent Sloan before giving it to Odo.
I'd like to see not like a family tree, but sort of like Miles O'Brien, sort of, he's in the middle, and then all the things that he's influenced and like all the sort of connections, and I don't know, he's got his hands in all the pies. Just before Vadic, Amanda Plummer, boards the Titan. She is warned it could be a trap. She counters this by asking, "Can you hear that? Tick tock, tick tock," seemingly mad and implying time is running out. In The Hunger Games, Catching Fire 2013, Wireless, also Plummer, repeated the phrase tick tock, tick tock. I didn't know that she was in that movie.
Yeah, Nuts and Bolts in the second movie. Remember there was like that, that guy from the Westworld? And there was,
Yeah.
and how they were the older pair that she wanted to work with, and they were like electrocuting things. That was Amanda Plummer and him.
Cool.
And she was like, a former winner who kind of went a little loopy. And she kept saying tick tock, because that was when it was a clock for the course.
Oh.
In that Hunger Game venue or whatever. Anyway, over to Trek Core Observation Lounge by Jim Morehouse.
Thank you.
There's a lot here. I didn't read any of them in advance, so I have no idea if there's repetitiveness or just whatever. But here we go.
It's all good.
Though he's eventually revealed to be a changeling, this episode marks the first appearance of Tim Russ as Tuvok since Star Trek Voyager ended in 2001. Of course, Tuvok was seen briefly as a participant in efforts to clear Carol Freeman's name in Grounded, but that was just still image in Star Trek Lower Decks.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, then that's a long departure for him. I'm glad he came back.
Yeah.
Born in 2264 and thankfully still alive despite changeling infiltration, Tuvok is now 137 years old as of Dominion, meaning the name of this episode.
We get another Admiral Janeway reference during Seven's interrogation of changeling Tuvok. It's the fourth time this season Janeway has been name dropped. Well, she's on everyone's lips. So people just love Janeway.
She's cool. The Titan is seen hiding in the Chintoka scrapyard, likely filled with wreckage from the Dominion War still floating about. In the Chintoka system, the Chintoka system first appeared in a major battle in DS9's Tears of the Prophets, and where Captain Sisko's first USS Defiant starship was destroyed in The Changing Face of Evil.
Whoa.
Whoa.
As the Titan hides from the changelings amid space debris, we get a shot of what appears to be the remains of a Vulcan starship. Dicker? 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 I don't know. Vulcan starship.
Jonathan Frakes' only appearance in the episode comes when changeling Tuvok morphs into a corpse-like image of Captain Riker saying, "I'm as good as dead." Creepy. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
No. I just closed the page by accident.
I can continue.
No, I got it. Last week, we heard Riker whistling Pop Goes the Weasel to unlock the mysteries of Daystrom Station. This week, we get to hear Vadic's rendition of Three Blind Mice.
Both very basic songs. A key piece of background detail on these new changelings is that Vadic evolved from the biological experiments conducted on her. As part of that, she was able to pass her enhanced, but limited, abilities to any changeling that wanted to join her cause. When they link, they inherit a shorter life, eternal pain, for the ability to fool those who took everything from us.
Oof.
That sounds like a lot to give up.
That's a tough cult to want to join. Do I also get a free t-shirt for joining your cult?
I don't think you do.
No. In 3 different scenes, an evolving Dr. Crusher first acknowledges her openness to exploring a biological solution in their fight with the changelings, and then in her first confrontation with Vadic says she is rethinking her oath to do no harm. Later, as she contemplates killing Vadic with Picard, she admits, "Yes, I think I'm losing my compass." Of course, we've already seen Crusher kill without hesitation in this season premiere, The Next Generation, when changelings boarded her ship.
Yeah, and also, maybe she's not even a patient, so, just kill her. She's the worst.
Just kill.
She's after your son?
Yeah.
When Picard and Crusher open fire on the escaping Vadic, the changeling escapes into a conduit in a shot not unlike the VFX scene in Deep Space Nine's The Adversary, of changelings twice escaping into sealing conduits.
Oh, okay. There seems to be a notable difference in how modern pulse phasers affect changelings, hardly injuring them in goo form, compared to the older style beam phasers Worf and Jack Crusher carry, which appear to vaporize changelings relatively easy.
Hmm.
We're learning a lot about changelings.
We are.
Yeah, it's good stuff. They're a good, good species. I mean, talk about being able to morph into whatever you want, literally.
Maybe
How do you follow that?
use their powers for good.
Yeah. If you had the ability to be a changeling and you could morph into any guy and any girl for 24 hours to walk in their shoes, who would it be?
You know what? I want to see what Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are up to in their private lives, and I don't think that they're really truly happy.
All right. Would you use your powers for evil and like morph into like men just so you'd know what they look like naked?
Oh, like could I morph into like multiple or just like one man and one woman only for 24 hours? I mean, obviously I'd morph into a dude right away because I'd want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think I'd just like to walk a mile in some other people's shoes that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in Blake Lively. I've just been seeing a lot of Deadpool stuff.
I would morph into the Pope just so I could get access to the Vatican archives because I want to know what the fuck they got hiding down there.
Totally.
Or if not the Pope, whatever guy has access to the Vatican archives. It's no different than Area 51. I want to morph into someone who's got some access into something top secret. I want to know about some fucking hidden national treasures. I will be the next Nick Cage as a changeling. Mark my words.
I'd watch that.
Mark my
I'd
words.
watch it. Mark my words. So funny.
So funny.
Well,
Whoop.
whoop.
Whoop. There it is.
What's for dinner tonight?
I don't know. Oh, we got a new oven.
Yeah.
Gas top cooking nice oven. So I bought some frozen pizzas. So I might just do a pizza and a Caesar salad on the side. Just a nice classic. I just got home from tennis and I don't really have time to be creative type of meal.
I think that's lovely.
Perfect. I think that'll be great. I'm going to pair it nicely with a non-alcoholic Coors Light or
Beautiful.
a soda pop. And then go to bed early. I love that journey for me. Yeah, that's that. What about you?
I'm gonna go to the store after this and purchase some phyllo dough or phyllo dough, depending on how you pronounce it, and I'm gonna make a spanakopita with some Greek salad because we can eat that all week basically. And I just like jam it. It's like basically mostly feta.
Oh, well, yeah.
And onion and garlic and spinach inside. So it's gonna be good.
Amazing. That's gonna be so good. What else have I got? Nothing. Trying to get back into normal now.
Yeah.
Getting back to normal. It's a busy couple of weeks. I don't like being out of my schedule for very long. I like my order and my boring. You. I like my boring humdrum life.
Yeah.
The DeLorean was a hit at the car show. I guess the cat's out of the bag. Brad's got a DeLorean. Everyone's breaking the internet, taking pictures of it. Someone posted a video of him getting out of it. It was pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love how I've been over like 2 or 3 times now and I keep forgetting to ask to see it. Is it at home?
Yeah, it's in the carport, like off the side of the house.
Okay, yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I think about it and then I forget next time.
Yeah. You know what? Same. It's just a car.
It is.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it. No, I get it. I appreciate it.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, how many times do people ask us, where's the flux capacitor? Oh, God.
Right here.
It's not real. It was a movie. Anyway, not like talk to this girl who's like, I can't differentiate the difference between Star Trek and reality because I love it so much. That's it. We did it. You guys listening, You did it. You suffered through another episode of Rewind. Congratulations. You guys are troopers for listening. Tune in next time when we go over Surrender. In the meantime, hit us up on Twitter. It's called Twitter. Just fuck off with the X already. It's Twitter
it's not...
at Trek Rewind. And tell us what episodes of Trek we should cover when we're done Picard season 3. Should we go back to TNG? Should we dip into a little Strange New Worlds? What you tell us? What do you want us to do? And maybe we'll consider it. Maybe we will.
Yeah.
And when you're done with that, do your other homework. Like check out the other shows on the network if you haven't already, or maybe browse the website, look into joining Patreon, or rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. Spread the word. Rewind is still here. We're still having fun.
Yeah.
Thanks to Bill and Dan. 5 sets, 5-year mission, 5 sets, fan sets, where you can buy 5 or more sets of pins. 5-year mission, not fan-year mission, 5-year mission for the tunes, and all of you for listening. Now that's the Star Trek. Haley frequencies closed.
Apparently. Also, hey, thanks to you.
Hey, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being... Well, you know the rest. Can't say it probably.
As I like to sing. Traveled down that road and back again. Did you know your heart's true? You're a pal.
And a
confidant. Boom, boom, boy. Every through a party.
Oh, so good.
On that note.
Okay, that's enough.
You would see the biggest gift would be from me.
And soon we'll have enough to make our own soundtrack CD of the podcast, including.
Oh my god, we're just like the couple on Best in Show singing songs about their dog. Oh wow! Cookie Google.
Yeah.
All right. Mwah. It's good to see you. Talk to you soon. I'm gonna watch the other episode maybe this week because it was just so good. I need to know what happens, even though I know.
Definitely.
Love it.
Talk to you later. Talk to you on the next one.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.